What is happening, everybody? I am the Reverend Ralph, joined once again by my good friend Kyle, aka the Beer Buddy.
What's going on, everybody?
We're the two dudes who talk music, and we are back on this very,
Mm-mm.
very special day because it's not one of our normal video days, because we've got a very special interview for you.
It's pretty cool.
So, obviously, coming up real soon, there is the Froth and Fury shows in Perth and Adelaide. They are coming up in January of 2026. And, as it usually happens when there's festival shows, bands will go and play other shows around the place. Some of which is going to be Soulfly and NAILBOMB, who are playing some East Coast shows, along with our guest today. So, joining Soulfly and NAILBOMB on those East Coast shows is going to be the absolutely legendary band SNOT, who, if you don't know, SNOT formed back in the mid-90s in Santa Barbara, California. They're a fusion of like punk and metal and rock and hardcore and alternative metal and all this kind of stuff spun
Yeah,
into
dude.
this incredible thing that was, really one of the pioneering bands in the nu metal genre. They released their first album, Get Some, back in 1997, before their singer Lynn Straight was tragically killed in a car accident the following year. They did release a couple of years later the Straight Up album, which featured a bunch of songs that the band wrote, and then they got guest vocal performances from a lot of their friends and contemporaries on that as a tribute and dedication to Lynn. They have done a bunch of tours over the years with various different vocalists jumping on board, but they're now working with Andy Knapp. And yeah, these East Coast shows is going to be the Monday the 26th of January at the Tivoli in Brisbane, Tuesday the 27th of January at the Enmore in Sydney, and Friday the 30th of January at the Forum in Melbourne, as we said, along with Soulfly and NAILBOMB. We will have ticket links down below. We are going to jump in right now
Yeah.
with John from SNOT. Massive thank you for taking the time to join us today. Really keen to have a chat and dive into a bit of stuff about SNOT, because obviously last time, as I said, we spoke to you about Theftuous and everything, and I hope that's all still kind of going at some kind of clip in the background there. But we're here to talk about SNOT and the upcoming tour of Australia with Soulfly and NAILBOMB. Now, I mean, look, SNOT goes back a long way, obviously. You guys were kicking around in the mid 90s. Obviously, Get Some came out in 97. I've maintained for a long time that Snot's influence from that album especially permeates through so much nu metal that came after it. How do you feel about the influence that SNOT has had on music and metal and whatever's sort of come in that space since that album?
Just kind of unexpected, we poured our heart and soul into Get Some, and it's become a cult classic album. A lot across a lot of genres. It's touched a lot of decades of people's lives, and it continues almost 30 years later to influence. I'm playing as 16-year-olds again. It's blowing my mind. They know every word, freaking losing their minds, crowd surfing, just going ape shit. We just did a tour of Europe and England, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was blew my mind, and I'm very blessed and honored to have an opportunity to continue playing these songs together as friends, and yeah, it's just been amazing, definitely. And having Andy on board too is it wouldn't be possible without having Andy Knapp on vocals.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's important. What I think is so great is just, as you say, so many young fans now that are embracing SNOT and just finding that love and passion. Because when you say you guys poured your heart into it, that comes through in the music. The passion and the energy is just unmistakable. And every time SNOT comes on, I'm just like, wow, here we go.
Yeah,
and
it's crazy. I mean, we only were around for like 2 years, and we touched a lot of people, and obviously with an album like Straight Up too that came out, to pull that off, that was a hell of a task. But that was another blessing that we were handed after Lynn was gone. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's our genre that we came up with, and those are all our friends, and we're happy to be back and still sharing stages with bands like
Mm.
Seven Dust and stuff like that. We're looking forward
Oh,
to it.
well,
Well,
I think that's what made you guys so legendary. Because at the end of the day, like after everything that happened with Lynn, and then the album straight up coming out, um, how much impact the rest of those bands that you collaborated with, how they touched so many people, and I guess all those people coming together is like a center point of the influence that you guys had on them, and then they had on everyone else, and just the
Yeah,
friendship. Yeah, so I think that's what made yours so legendary as well.
yeah. I mean, to come to them when you were explaining that, I was starting to start thinking of the Angel Sun video that we did,
Oh,
and how all the bands came that day and drove. I remember we shot on a beach in Malibu in California, and I couldn't believe it. Everybody showed up, and it was just around that campfire, and yeah, it was. We had a lot of love, a lot of people who were there, and are always there for Lynn, and still to this day, much respect, and we're glad to be back.
it's so cool. And I mean, I can still remember, seeing Snot when you guys toured Australia with Head PE back in like 2015, I think it was. Um, and like I was, like I knew a little bit. I'll be honest, like that one I was going for Head PE because I knew about Head PE, but I'd heard the name Snot. And my friend was like, no, you need to check it out. And when I did, I was just obviously immediately, like I said, blown away by it all. And like the live show was absolutely incredible. Like you guys put on a clinic at that one. And I mean, for everything I've seen, every time you guys are up there, it's just as entertaining, just as energetic. Um, just like when you go back to that, because the band's kind of done, like you kind of you'll tour for a bit, and then you guys will kind of go off and do other things, and then come back together and tour for a bit, and then go off and do other things. Like when you come back to the, to start preparing for like another Snot tour, how easy is it to just like pick up the bass and just go into that stuff again? Is it just pure muscle memory? Do you find you have to like remind yourself of bits? Like how does that go for you
No,
when you're preparing?
well, I must say, I quit playing bass. I may have said this in the
Yeah,
previous interview.
I think
There
last
was a
time we spoke
time,
about it, you mentioned that.
there
Yeah, yeah.
was a time that, yeah, I didn't pick up the bass for years, and I was broken inside, and I felt bad. But I picked up the bass, and I play a lot now. I play a lot at home, play a lot of songs that I enjoyed, and learning other people's styles. But I must say, I wrote those bass riffs on the Get Some album, and uh, yeah, there's a whole process, before going out and definitely revamping Snot again, where I had to relearn parts, and there's parts that you don't remember. You're like, well, maybe when I get in the room, Mikey will remember this part and show it to me. Or like, it's usually like for me, it's like stupid. It might be like some little 3 or 4 note run. I'm like, is this right or is this right? But obviously, yeah, I practice, I rehearse, I get ready, and then obviously the older you get, your body is physically is not ready for anything like this. And I'm like, I can't take out the 78 P bass because it weighs fucking 12 pounds, and
Yeah.
it's gonna tear me up. So
And you're playing here in the summer too, aren't you? Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
are. Hell yeah, you
So
are.
today actually, I hit the gym, and I'm
Yeah, nice.
like, dude, you got to get back. You got to get back. And I can get there quick. So it's time to get in shape, get ready for Australia, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely, got to
boy.
get that beach bod ready, mate. You guys have got
Yeah,
a few
mate.
couple of days in between the Sydney and Melbourne shows. You can.
Everybody is just like, oh, it's gonna be so fucking hot there. You're coming in,
Yeah,
fucking
it
dead
is.
summer.
Mm,
And I'm
It
mm.
like,
is.
well, I think these clubs got air conditioning. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, but Froth and Fury is going to be outside. I'm definitely sure of that. So
Mm.
yeah, let's
Well, hey,
bring it.
just all I'll say is make sure you buy sunscreen when you're here. Don't bring
Yeah,
sunscreen.
don't
Buy
bring
it
it.
when you're here because
It's so much
this.
cheaper and it's better quality.
Really? All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. The
I like the
sunscreen here is like
sunscreen
designed for
tip.
how intense the sun is here. So
Yeah, I remember that, and it's
yeah,
been years. But I was like, damn, that sun's bright, and damn, these plants are green as a motherfucker. Look how green it is down here. Yeah, it's beautiful though.
uh, I did want to ask, and look, obviously it's a long time ago, so I'm not sure if you can remember much about it, but the origins of "Say Something for the Record," like that little clip
Sure.
in the thing, like because I think I found like the handheld, like the handy cam footage that it came from somewhere online, but was that
What do you want
like
to know?
was that
I
like
know every.
filmed by you guys? Was that like someone you guys knew? Like what's the story with that?
Here's the story. This is the story. I'll try to keep it short, but my best friend um, from like high school days, Mark, also known as the Kingfish, he uh, he and I went to Washington D.C. and there was a smoke-in that year. It was like a big marijuana protest or whatever. It was on like the Capitol, White House, on the lawn, all that shit. We went down there. We made some T-shirts, and I always did merchandise. I'm like, we're gonna sell these shirts. We're gonna make so much money. So we went down, went down. We were crossed on the lawn, and we're walking around. And back in the day, he had like Mark had his camera. It was a like a VHS up on the shoulder, big old school, and there's all these people in the park and they were doing their marijuana thing. And there was this one guy and he was fucking losing his mind. He's walking around. He looked like an old, he looked like an old vet, Vietnam vet or something. And he's like, you're all in my house. Well, it's like, I wake up to this. You're in my front yard. And he's like yelling at people and everybody's like looking at him and shit. And Mark walks up to this guy with the camera and literally off the cuff says, say something for the record. Tell the people how you feel. And the Vietnam dude stops what he's doing, ranting. He looks at him and he goes, fuck the record and fuck the people, like that. And we had that on tape. And that was in 90. And go 6-7 years later, and we're putting the Get Some record together. And I'm probably like fucking smoking some weed, thinking, what can we do in the beginning of the record? And I thought about that day and that tape and what that guy said. And I was thinking, man, it has something to do with a record, making a record or whatever, even though he probably wasn't talking about a record,
Yeah.
just fucking spouting off whatever. And I said, wouldn't this be cool to put it in the beginning of the SNOT record? And I told it to the guys and they were like, fuck, let's do it. And that's how that happened. And now my buddy Mark, who asked the question, he comes out to all the SNOT shows. We brought him out, I think, in Flint, Michigan on stage and introduced him to everybody. And he said it on the mic to everybody. It's holy shit, it's him, And it's like, yeah. And he kept saying, say something for record. And the people would answer him. He said, say something. He was like hyping people up. And it was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's rad, man. That's so
awesome.
special that something like that was able to come back around for you guys.
And it's my buddy's voice to this day. And he's like, he's got tells that to everybody he meets and says it, and they're like, holy shit, it's you. It's a cool thing to be remembered for. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's really cool. Well, I'm curious.
Of course that guy's probably long gone, never knew this ever happened to him.
Yeah, well, he became an icon and he never even knew it.
Yeah.
So I want to ask then, you said you're not taking the old P bass out on the road these days, so what are you normally taking with you when you're going out for tours?
Oh, I love gear questions. I love it. Actually, I'm touring with a Squire P bass.
Hey.
Okay, nice. I mean, they're pretty good. Like you can get some really solid ones these days. Like Squire is not, it's not like just cheapo like rip off kind of imitation.
The main reason why, not even probably because I realized, oh, this is really light. The wood's obviously cheaper, but flying internationally or flying anything, I ain't taking my fucking classic vintage P bass and then fucking lose it. I lose this thing, it's like losing $300. You know what I mean? It could be irreplaceable. And they sound good. And I just replaced the tuners. I put a badass bridge on it down there. I pop those off. Maybe do the pickups, and it's fine. Nobody knows. Nobody's like fucking, it's just like.
I'm the same, man. I'm the same. I got I picked up
less stress.
I picked up a Music Man Stingray a little while ago, and I'm like, I love it. It's a great, really awesome to play, but I don't want to be taking it out to shows with me because it's just so expensive. So I went
Yeah.
and scooped up one of the Sterling Stingrays for the sort of the cheaper version of it, and that sounds just as good for the most part. Like unless you really like got a incredible ear and you're like A Bing it, you're not going to know the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I save all my vintage instruments, and pretty much 75% of what I have is 35 years old instruments. And I save those for the studio now. But
Mm.
some of them were around in the Amen days, and they got fucking wounds from fucking. That's another thing. At the end of Amen, I'm like, fuck this. I'm playing Squires. I can trash them. I can smash them on the stage. And I don't give a fuck because we were fucking out of control band back then. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do the same thing with Snot again.
Yeah,
Relax,
mad.
have a good time. Relax, have a good time.
It's good. Is there anyone you're particularly excited to see on the tour? Like,
Hmm.
as in band like at Froth and Fury? Have you checked out any of the bands that are anyone in particular that you're excited to
Honestly,
check out for the first time?
I will have to. There's quite a few bands I've never even heard of on the tour.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, I mean, I'm loving the fact because like the Froth and Fury thing is like they're Perth and Adelaide are historically underserved markets over here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like being as they're most of the population of Australia is on the east coast, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. So that's
I
why so
just
many.
heard, yeah, somebody just taught me a lesson. They're like, it's cheaper to fly to Japan than it is to Perth.
Yeah, it can be. It
Mm-hmm.
definitely can be.
They told me that. I was like,
Um,
wow.
yeah. So like Perth and Adelaide tend to get missed a lot of the time on international tours, which I think is the whole point but behind what the crew at Froth and Fury are doing, because that started the other with just Adelaide and now they've expanded to Perth, and they had like they had Fear Factory on it like a year or two ago, and they've got obviously like Soulfly and NAILBOMB and all that kind of on it this year, and it's growing, and I like the fact that they're focusing over there, and it does also give a lot of the bands a chance to do some East Coast tour while they're over here
Make
as
some extra
well,
cash,
you
man.
know.
Yeah, I'm just bummed
100%.
that we're not doing Perth.
But
So I'm bummed on that fact.
yeah, well, I mean, if you've got the opportunity to do it, it would be worth
Of course, we would do it. Yeah.
heading
Yeah,
over there, like
100%.
just to even just
Somehow when it
attend
was
it.
being somehow when it was being booked, I don't know the actual logistics to it why, but we weren't put on that one for
Mm.
some reason. Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, yeah, like uh, it's just wild. Like I just love the fact that someone's focusing on that underserved market, and I think that's it's really good and healthy for the scenes over there, and it's getting more bands out here, and just anything that gets more bands opportunities to get in front of their fans is, I just
Yeah.
think that's
I mean,
super special.
I've been to Perth on Big Day Out Festival
Mhm.
21 years ago,
Yeah, I was gonna say
but
that's gone back a while.
Wow.
that was a fucking amazing tour, I must say. Yeah.
Big Day Out was special. Big Day
Mm.
Out was
System of a
special.
Down was with us at the time, and fucking Tomahawk, Mike Patton's side band was on that. Fuck yeah, Offspring was on it.
Wow.
Yeah, Prodigy was on that.
Oh,
Wow.
Garbage was playing at one point on that tour. Yeah, it was all over the place, very eclectic.
Mm. Well, that's it. I mean, the big festival thing, and I mean nowadays, obviously, like Big Day Out's no more, Soundwave is
So
no more. They were trying to get Download off the ground over here before COVID kind of scuppered a lot of plans
we
around
called it
that.
Big Day Off back in the day because you play one day and then you'd have like a day or two off and then another day. But I got to see a lot of Australia. It was fucking great. Yeah.
yeah. You
Yeah,
probably see more of it than what we have.
yeah,
This next tour, though, when we come, we're going to be moving. It's just going to be like play, 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 day
yeah,
off, play, play, play,
Mm.
over.
yeah. A
Yeah.
whirlwind visit for sure,
Yeah,
man.
damn it.
It's look, yeah. There's a couple of days between Sydney and Melbourne, so maybe you'll get a chance to
Well,
see a bit.
I'll say it now, there's a top secret show. It's booked. We are playing
Oh,
Melbourne, a full on headliner show.
Mhm.
oh, okay.
I don't
Well,
know when this is coming out, but I let the cat out of the bag again. But
well, I was planning to drop it today, but I can hold it off if you want.
I won't say where or whatever. But
No, that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
All right.
That's
are you
awesome.
or you could edit.
Just cut it out.
Would
He
you
said,
like me to edit it out?
"Oh Jesus, I
That's
don't
up.
know. I wish, yeah, I wish they would just announce it, but jeez, they're just dragging their feet."
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I mean, we could film it. I could not. I could say there's a top secret show that we're headlining somewhere in Australia,
Yeah.
and we could go that route.
No worries. Well, I've look. You guys have had a few different vocalists fill in for the live tours. You know, over the years. You know, like Tommy Vexed, Carl Bensley, and obviously now Andy's doing the current run. I'm curious as to like, do you have much of a process for who you're going to ask about coming to do vocals for the tours, or
Well,
what kind
um,
of goes into that?
honestly, now it's a whole different ball game with Andy Knapp. We finally felt we found our singer.
Okay.
Um, in the past, it was more of a like, hey, let's get out and play these songs because we want to jam them again. You know, Mikey and Jamie and myself, we love playing these songs, and it wasn't about like we're back, but now Snot is back. We finally found a singer, exactly what we've been looking for, and his what he's pulling now is just mind blowing. The response, how people are embracing him on social networking, coming out to see the band. I was totally unexpected, and yeah, we wouldn't be back if it wasn't for Andy Knapp. So I just want to say that there's no other like after Andy.
Mhm.
Like this is one and all. This is the final hurrah. And if we're gonna break and we're gonna go again, this is why we're back right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
does that mean? Uh, when you say that, does that mean there's like, you know, this is just like one last whip around with Andy, or like after the touring's kind of done, you guys are going to see how you're feeling and maybe if there's new music
New
or something
music?
like that?
Oh, we're already booked into 2026. We already got two songs that we knocked out with Chris Collier, who works with Korn.
Oh,
Um,
Oh,
in November, we finalized the vocals, and then we hope to drop something in the beginning of the year.
oh,
So,
fuck yeah.
so that's
Fuck yes.
that's what's going down, and it's from the heart. It sounds just like fucking Snot because the way Mikey writes and the way I write and the way everything gels. And Jamie just finished the drums. He took a break from Bad Religion, and we instantly got him in the studio. So everything's laid down. We're just working on the vocals now.
That's amazing.
wow. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, it'd be rad if we could drop a single, corresponding with coming to Australia. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, that'd
Well,
be
hey,
sick.
look, it just gives another reason to come back later. You know what I mean? Once you got that
Mm-hmm.
new stuff out, you come back again.
I'm the Perth, damn it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do Perth, do Adelaide, do the whole lot. Go and check it and space it out so you've got time to just go and do all some cool sightseeing and check out all the amazing spots around the place.
Yeah, more days off.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hey, I mean,
But
do,
play everywhere. But more
do
days off.
yeah, what is it? What is it like Metallica's doing at the moment? At least in the States, they just do the weekend and then they go home, and then the next thing's like just the next weekend, you know?
That's kind of what we've been doing. It's funny, but not like every weekend.
Mm.
But we sporadically played maybe one or two weekends a month all year is what we've been doing. And everybody's even they don't understand. They're like, "Oh, you're on tour." I'm like, "No, we're not on tour. We just fucking pop up, kick some ass, and leave."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the way.
It's cool. I mean, we all have day jobs. Mikey drives a semi for a living. Andy works in the oil industry up in Santa Barbara, and I run a printing business. I have my own. I have a retail store, and so we all got day jobs. We all still, you know, got to pay the mortgage, got to pay the rent,
Mhm.
But it's not things fucking looking very promising for 2026. Our agents like he's like, you could have your career back if you want it. He's like dangling it in front of our face. So yeah. So he's like, we got big decisions. So we'll see what happens when we drop the new music and where it goes.
Do you reckon now, sort of having to sort of I mean, have the day job and I guess go through, and I'll use very inverted commas here, like a normal kind of life for so long and still being the superstars that you are, do you think it's sort of going to make your approach a bit different if you do take that opportunity to go become rock stars again and just live that tour life?
Yeah, but it's a lot different now. Um, when we were young and at that age, um, there was like no care in the world. You know what I mean?
Mm,
There was no responsibility, and we've all matured and people have children now. People, wives, family, homes, things to pay for, and obviously running around and drinking every night and abusing other things is
hmm
is is just silly. No, I mean, the last run we just went, Andy brought his wife. I brought my lady out for the whole run, and we had a great time. It
Yeah.
was yeah.
Just
We
just chill out and
threw
play
down
some
some beers,
shows.
but it wasn't complete debauchery. That shit doesn't exist
Yeah.
anymore.
No, it's too hard.
Not
It's
in the
too
same
hard.
way. Not in the same
Nah.
way. I mean, we
It's
had
hard
an
on your body
It
too at our
is.
age. We
Not
got to
just
get
that, yeah.
the rest.
It's hard on the soul too, man. You know?
Yeah,
It is, it is hard on the soul as much as it is hard on the body. And I guess when you not sort of so much that, I mean, would you sort of give up the whole 9 to 5 thing just to and now take a different approach if you had the opportunity to go full time into touring, not so much the party life, but more so business decisions and stuff
I,
like that.
don't- I honestly I don't want to still get on a bus for 4 to 6 weeks and like
Yeah.
try to beat the street and try to like prove a point. I really think that Snot's proven a point, and we can be the special band that fucking shows up and does our thing, and
On
we're
your
gone.
terms.
Yeah, on our terms.
Yeah, that mad respect. Mad respect.
well, I mean, 90
Yeah,
million streams on Spotify will agree with you.
Hmm
yeah,
So,
yeah. I got koi fish to look out for at my house when I'm gone. I'm like, who's gonna feed my fish? And it's like freaking out the last tour, like who's gonna water the plants? Like stupid shit like that. Oh, I gotta mow the grass before I leave. I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. Shit
Yeah.
like that. It's
yeah.
like there's a
Normal
lot going
shit.
on. Yeah, and then I got a business, and I'm like calling. I got employees, and I'm just like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to
Mm.
juggle. But
It is, man. I mean,
yeah,
who was it we had on? We had a while ago. We interviewed a young lady by the name of Magdalene Rose, and she used to be in a band called Gold, Frankincense, and Myrrh, and they would like three sisters, and when they started like playing music and stuff together. The drummer that was the younger sister was like 13 years old, but they were like out touring and basically doing homeschooling like on the road with their parents with them and playing like metal and rock music
that's
just
killer.
tour life with that. And I'm like, that's so she's only just kind of turning 30 and she's got
Think about this,
10,
Max
15 years
Max
there.
Cavalera from Soulfly. Um, he's always traveled with his family and his
Mm.
children. And the last time that I seen Igor was fucking 20 some years ago. He was a little boy giving me a little middle finger, and now he's behind him on drums,
Yeah.
on bass. On bass, I think. Yeah, yeah. And sorry, and then it just blows my mind. He's got his whole family. Of course, his boy on drums, a boy on bass. And it's just like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
all about family and keeping the spirit alive for sure.
There you have it. There you go. John from Snot. It was good to chat to him again.
It was,
It
man.
was
It
good to
was, it was
chat to
good to
him
see.
again.
He actually looked really good, man. He looked like he was doing really well.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He
Yeah,
did. I mean, it was,
looked
we
great.
got to chat with him briefly a little while back when we were interviewing for Theftuous.
Mm.
If you haven't checked that one out, that's back on the channel there. But it was great to chat with John again. Awesome to catch up, see what's going to be happening with this this Snot tour. And hey, new music, potentially new
Yeah, that's
music.
insane, man.
That's crazy. I'm so stoked for that. Some new Snot tunes. Oh
I'm
my
really,
god.
really interested. I'm really interested to see what that's like, and hopefully it's out before the tour, but hopefully they're playing it on the tour.
Mm,
And I think it'd be really special to hear it live for the first time, as
mm.
opposed to maybe hearing it
Yeah.
yeah, Spotify or anything like that. Either way, I'm happy that something's coming back of it.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe hey, some new music from Snot's going to go over really well, I think. And from the sound of it, those guys are really excited for what they've got coming up. And hey, keep your eyes peeled for more news on that little secret show that was mentioned there, because that's going to be kind of exciting. But yeah, so we'll just run through those dates again for everybody. So Monday, the 26th of January at the Tivoli in Brisbane, Tuesday, the 27th of January at the Metro in Sydney, and Friday, the 30th of January at the Forum in Melbourne. Get your tickets while they last, because they will not last long. I can guarantee that. And obviously, Soulfly and NAILBOMB on those shows as well. So it's sure to be a good time. Ooh,
Mhm.
that sounds like a tasty lineup. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Leave your thoughts. What's your memories of Snot? Have you seen them live before? Are you excited for new music from them? Are you going to this tour? Let us know. Let us know what's going on. Your memories of listening to Snot.
Yeah.
And we will get on out of your way. Thank you very, very much for watching. You're absolutely amazing. Take care of yourself and your mates, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We really hope you had a good time. If you did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell down there. It helps the channel grow. We are still a fairly young channel, and we like to try and grow our audience all over the world. We do also, for those of you who are interested, have a Patreon. It's just a couple of bucks a month. At the moment, you get all the videos early and ad-free, but we are working on ways to increase the value of that and make it a bit more enticing. So don't forget to keep an eye out and check back on what's going on over there. Other than that, thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.